Control System is the second studio album by American hip-hop recording artist Ab-Soul, released on May 11, 2012, via Dawg Entertainment. The album features guest appearances from Jhené Aiko, Danny Brown, Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, BJ the Chicago Kid, Kendrick Lamar, JaVonte, Punch, Ashtrobot and vocals from the late Alori Joh. The album's production was handled by Digi+Phonics, King Blue, Nez Rio, Skhye Hutch, Curtis King, Aahyasis and Tommy Black. Background: the album is Ab-Soul's fourth full-length project, which was preceded by numerous promotional singles, the first being Black Lip Bastard on January 17, 2012. The song was produced by Willie B on February 28, 2012. Ab-Soul, along with Schoolboy Q, appeared on Skhye in the morning radio show, where Ab-Soul called Black Lip Bastard pretty much one of the title tracks. The song, however, failed to make the album's final track listing. The first song that appears on the album, to be released, was Show in Love, also produced by Willie B on April 6, 2012. Ab-Soul released Terrorist Threats. The song features frequent collaborator Jhené Aiko and Danny Brown, who proclaimed on Twitter that Black Hippie the New Beatles and I'm Harry Nilsson. On April 17, 2012, Ab-Soul revealed the album's title to be Control System and unveiled the release date to be May 11, 2012. That same day he also released a music video for Pineal Gland, a song inspired by the psychedelic drug DMT and of course the pineal gland, a small endocrine gland in the vertebrate brain theorized to store natural reserves of DMT in mammals. On April 24, 2012, another single, by the title of SOPA was released. The song, produced by Nez Rio, references Stop Online Piracy Act, a United States bill introduced by U.S. Representative Lamar S. Smith, that would have allowed the U.S. government controversial control over the Internet. On May 1, 2012, Ab-Soul released another music video for a song titled Empathy. The song features vocals from JaVonte and his late friend and girlfriend Alori Joh, who committed suicide in February 2012. On May 4, 2012, it was revealed Black Lip Bastard was remixed and will feature his Black Hippie cohorts, J-Rock, Kendrick Lamar and Schoolboy Q. On May 8, 2012, his collaboration with Kendrick Lamar, titled Illuminate, was released. The music video would be released on January 15, 2013. The day before the album's release, Ab-Soul revealed the track listing and released snippets from the album. The album, as written on the back cover, is dedicated to the beautiful soul of Loriana Angel Johnson, also known as Alori Joh. Recording and production: throughout 2011 and 2012, Ab-Soul was working on his second album. He had recorded the songs Empathy and A Rebellion with Alori Joh. On February 7, 2012, it was reported a young woman committed suicide by leaping from a radio tower. The woman was later identified as Loriana Johnson, also known as Alori Joh. In a June 2012 interview with Hip Hop DX, Ab-Soul publicly spoke on Joh's death and how it impacted him and the album. "I was actually pretty much done with the project before that happened. Luckily for me and all of us, cause I definitely don't unregistered trademark think I would have been able to put it out in the time that I did. It was difficult. Unregistered trademark is still very difficult. She helps me out with all of my projects. Unregistered trademark is a very difficult thing to get over, but at the same time this is what we unregistered trademark they been we, me and her, were working on for the majority of the time. Unregistered trademark they known her. She was one of my biggest supporters, so I feel like I owe her and I owe everybody else that unregistered trademark has taken a liking to what we unregistered trademark redoing." The Book of Soul was of the last tracks that he recorded on the project. He touches on a couple topics throughout his life, with Alori Joh being the main subject over a jazzy instrumental produced by Tommy Black. Reception Critical reception Upon its release, Control System received universal acclaim from music critics. At Metacritic, which assigns a weighted mean rating out of 100 to reviews from mainstream critics, The album received an average score of 83, based on 10 reviews, which indicates universal acclaim. The album was named the 20th best of 2012 by Complex magazine. Spin magazine named the album the 12th best hip-hop album of 2012. Track listing, sample credits. Track 2 contains a sample of Tightrope, as performed by Electric Light Orchestra. Bohemian Groove contains a sample of Daydreaming by Aretha Franklin and Elegant People by Weather Report. Terrorist Threats contains a sample of The Bottom Feeders as composed by Darren Korb and interpolates Nigga What, Nigga Who, written by Sean Carter, Jonathan Burks and Timothy Mosley. Pineal Gland contains a sample of Attic Thoughts, as performed by Bo Hansen. Double Standards contains material sampled from Islands, as performed by King Crimson. Lust Demons contains a sample of Aruba, as performed by Isaac Hayes. Illuminate contains a sample from Live to Tell by Madonna, and an interpolation of ADHD, written by Kendrick Lamar, Ab-Soul and Mark Spears. A Rebellion contains a sample of Follow the Path, as performed by Midnight Star. 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover is performed by Paul Simon, and contains an interpolation of Joints and Jam, written by Black Eyed Peas featuring Kim Hill and Ingrid Dupree. Show in Love contains a sample of Swahililand, as performed by Ahmad Jamal. Nothing Something contains an interpolation of Addiction, written by Kanye West, Richard Rodgers and Lawrence Hart. Beautiful Death contains a sample of You May Die, as performed by Outkast. The Book of Soul contains a sample of Swahililand, as performed by Ahmad Jamal and Moondance, as performed by Bobby McFerrin. Black Lip Bastard contains a sample of A Song for You, as performed by Donny Hathaway. Charts. References